at the layout today. I'm actually down at Kirkcaldy station, as you can see in the sign behind me. David Watson's local station. Today I'm going to be making a train journey that nobody's been able to make since the last century. It's something that I've never been able to do in my lifetime until today. I'm riding the rails to Levenmouth. Come along with me and I'll explain a bit more as we go along that journey, and I'll show you where the old Leven. The Levenmouth branch comes off the East Coast Main Line at Thornton North Junction, as you can see here. There's one intermediate station on the line at Cameron Bridge. I'll visit that another time, and it's built to a similar idea as Leven Station, although this one has flank platforms and is 200 metres to the east of the old station site, and comprises car parks as well. But we'll take the train right on into Leven town centre.
Please assure you take all your luggage and personal belongings. So next the final stop is Leven. Thank you.
Well, that's the line to Edinburgh behind me there. It's an island platform, this station at Leven, and it's actually more conveniently sited for the town centre than what the previous station was. We've got to have a look at the site of that station shortly. That train's getting ready to form the 914 back out to Edinburgh. Now, interestingly enough, I was just speaking to the conductor on the train, and this was actually his debut run to Leven as well, so he told me he enjoyed the run. I certainly enjoyed it as well. You can actually see above me the road bridge there, the Bobby Bridge. That had to be rebuilt as part of this project. And it was interesting as well that the bridge had a weight restriction on it previously, which prevented articulated vehicles or triaxle coaches from using the bridge. That's now actually changed, and in fact you can see there as those Stagecoaches Scotland double-deckers make their way back up to Aberhill Depot or go in service. What the new bridge is like. A temporary road had to be built whilst that bridge was completely replaced. The original Leven station was it had two flank platforms with a level crossing in between. But on this occasion, we're now sitting on an island platform with the dead end buffers behind us. Cameron Bridge station, just up the line here, is two flank platforms. It used to be an island platform when it was on a different site. Interesting that both stations on the branch have the same names as the predecessor, but are on different locations. Now the train is just about to depart. Later on we'll actually come back here to Leven station. I'll do a Jeff Marshall and take a look at the facilities that are here. But in the meantime, let's go up to Leven and town centre and have a look at the original former site of the Leven railway station. Station Court, as you could actually see just on that building behind me there. The actual alignment ran on a sort of northeaster route, and the hedges that's just visible over there, they actually follow part of the alignment. This whole area has of course been redeveloped many times since the railway shut, and you can see it, with all these houses around it, it would be virtually impossible to actually rebuild the railway line here, hence why the other line was chosen instead, and I'll explain about that shortly. But the station court is one of the very few clues that there used to be a railway station on here. Station Road is just down there, and there's also the Station Hotel as well, and both of these are just out of sight of me, the other side of the camera. The station here at the original station here at Leven did consist of 2 flank platforms, as already mentioned, and a ticket office, in contrast to the facilities at New Leven station, which we'll take a look at shortly. Now, there's a website, I'll put a link into the description below, and if you go into that it'll show you where more precise details of the old Leven station and also of the old Cameron Bridge station. When the line closed, the line to Methil Docks remained open to service the Methil Power Station with coal trains, and Cameron Bridge station, although closed, the platform remained in use. As part of the rebuilding of the line for passenger traffic again, the actual island platform at Cameron Bridge was obliterated and replaced by the 2 flank platforms. And here there's absolutely no trace at all of the old Leven station. Apart from the names, you wouldn't have a clue that there had been one time a railway here at all. The actual railway used to carry on all around the East Neuk of Fife, serving places like Anstruther and Crail, and then it went on into St Andrews before going round to Guard Bridge and on to Lookers. The line from Leven to St Andrews via the coast closed in 1965, and the branch from Lookers to St Andrews, which must have been one of the most silliest closures ever, succumbed sadly 4 years later at the same time as Levenmouth. Now, a layout by the East Neuk Model Railway Club shows St Andrews and Guard Bridge as they would have been when the line ran right round the coast, and you may remember that I actually had that up on screen when I was at the Glenrothes Model Railway Show. That gives you some sort of idea of the line as it was. Back in Leven town centre there is actually a community hub, and that community hub has actually got a model of the Levenmouth station as it was in 1965. So that gives you another idea as to what the station used to look like at one time. Nowadays it's just a nice quiet residential area, the old station site, but it is several minutes walk away from Leven town centre and a few more from the bus station, whereas today's Leven station on a dead end line is actually a bit more conveniently sited. Before we go back to Leven station itself and talk about the facilities there, I'll just take some images from Leven town centre and explain a little bit about it. Leven town centre is pedestrianised and is a small and compact town centre with quite a few independent shops as well as some chain stores. The high street is located very conveniently for the bus station, which is situated right at the very end of one end of the high street, and there is also another shopping street, North Street, which also includes Truth nightclub on it. The leisure centre is located across the road from the bus station, and the car park for the railway station is very conveniently located next to the leisure centre, with the leisure centre itself along with the bus station no more than 5 minutes walk away, if even that, from Leven railway station. Onward connections can be made to the likes of the East Neuk and other parts of the Levenmouth area from the bus station. That behind me there looks like an old railway bridge. That's because it is an old railway bridge. That's the line that used to go on into Methil Power Station and also down to Methil Docks. Now that latter line has been closed for many years. The closure of Methil Power Station in the 2000s was actual catalyst for the reopening of this line, because it meant that the station could now be sited right at the town centre. The tracks, I believe, are still on the bridge, but for obvious reasons I can't go onto the bridge to find that out for you. But the line used to branch off just under the Bobby Bridge, and would then swing across that bridge and go into Methil Power Station. The line itself was kept open down here for that particular purpose, and when it closed, it was the opportunity that Network Rail and ScotRail had been waiting for in order to get Leven reconnected to the railway network. I've already mentioned how convenient the railway station is actually located for Leven town centre. Just over the river Leven, which is flowing behind me, is Methil, and you've also got Lower Methil, Buckhaven and Methil Hill. So it's all convenient for those places as well. Methil Hill and the Mount Fleury area of Leven, Windygates and Kennaway, their railhead will probably be Cameron Bridge. But out of sight over that way as well is New Bayview, the home of East Fife Football Club. So this station is actually very conveniently located for that as well. And we've also got the leisure centre just behind us as well. Now, it's not possible for me to actually go right onto the power station site and let you see all the tracks there, but again, there are plenty of websites that will have photos of those old lines as well. And whilst I'm here, it's worth mentioning to you that not far from here is the Fife Heritage Railway. They actually have a former British Rail Network South East Class 313 electric multiple unit, and are currently carrying its old Network Rail livery. And they have other pieces of rolling stock as well. Go check out the Fife Heritage Railway on your internet search engine to get full details of the organisation. They do have events on certain weekends. It certainly looks to be well worth visiting. Now it's time to go and do a Jeff Marshall and get onto the platform and tell you what we've got. Well, I'm in one of the waiting shelters here on the platform at Leven. Two platforms, that's platform 2 there, and you can see there platform 1. The buffer stops are of the sliding variety. I mean, if a train did hit them, the buffers would be pushed onwards as well. And little fact fans, this is the only railway station in Fife that is a dead end terminus. So what does it have? Well, let's do the Jeff Marshall and see if we can tick things off. Does it have a bike rack? Yes. Dot matrix displays? Yes. Litter bins? Yes. All down at station entrance. Timetable information is actually provided on an electronic screen. It has a ticket machine as well. No toilets. But interestingly, there's also no totem pole with the BR symbol on it. I find that quite surprising. I don't see any around here at all. But there is a car park with space for motorcycles, and I see some electronic charging points as well. Other thing that the station I noticed does not have, and somebody can correct me if I'm actually wrong on this, are little timetable posters. I don't see any here, I just see the electronic ones there. The other thing I notice about this station is that the platforms are quite long. They can take up to 8 coach trains, or they can take up to trains that have 8 vehicles on them. So it is quite possible that in the future 47712 Lady Diana Spencer with her push-pull set could possibly arrive in here and then propel its set back out. Nor should this incidentally be considered to be the ultimate in railway reopenings in Fife. Since the railways were devolved to the Scottish Parliament in the late 90s, early 2000s, there have been quite a few railway reopenings, not just of stations but of lines as well. The Lat Call line was the first. That also allowed trains that went from Glasgow Queen Street to Ashfield to actually be extended round to another station to create the space for that. There was also the Airdrie-Bathgate link, which saw Bathgate Station resited as part of that plan. The most famous of them all is the Borders Railway. Now the Borders Railway, of course, was built on a bit of a budget, and it meant that certain sections were singled when they really should have been doubled. A lesson that's been learned here, because apart from a couple hundred metres for the junction at Thornton, the whole of the branch is double tracked with 2 crossovers just out of sight beyond here. So it has been sort of future proofed. There have also been new stations opened as well at the likes of Lawrence Kirk and most recently East Linton. And Jeff Marshall also visited Inverness Airport. So there have been a couple of railway station reopenings as well. But this is, as I say, not perhaps the ultimate, because here in Fife there are a couple more campaigns going on to try and get other stations opened or sections of line opened. I spoke earlier about St Andrews losing its rail service. Well, there is a campaign called Starlink going on, which aims to bring the railways back to St Andrews and potentially to Guardbridge as well. That line, however, there is no alignment at the moment, no track in place, unlike here at Levenmouth where the line was just mothballed. And any campaign to bring that back would require the installation of a new bridge and the rebuilding of an alignment in St Andrews, and the moving of a footpath between St Andrews and Guardbridge, and a new bridge installed at Guardbridge as well, and new junctions. However, it would offer quite a lot of potential plan for St Andrews. Another campaign going on in the background, which doesn't get as much publicity as what I feel it should do, is that of Newborough Station in North Fife. The line that is on at the moment is the Ladybank to Perth Hilton Junction section, and it sees an hourly service, and the whole line is single track from Ladybank to Hilton Junction. But the group that's campaigned to bring the railway back to Newborough, i.e. opening Newborough Station, are talking about a twin track station, and they've actually even went as far as to produce a draft timetable showing how such a station would fit into the Perth to Edinburgh service. Opening up a second platform, a passing loop, would therefore also allow a much improved service to be run on the branch and make it more attractive for freight trains as well. Now, the platform is there, but the station buildings have been long demolished, and the track is actually slewed away from the existing platform, so some engineering work would be required there as well. But the infrastructure is there, and it would offer some potential too for people to get to the likes of Perth, Glenrothes and Kirkcaldy. Another campaign that's been, or calls anyway, from time to time have actually suggested bringing the former alignment from Stranraer to Carlisle direct line back into use. That closed in the 60s, and today Stranraer Harbour Station is very inconveniently located away from the town centre. And there's a tannoy announcement.
This is the customer information announcement. Due to Taylor Swift performing at Scottish Gas Murrayfield Stadium on the 7th, 8th and 9th of June, services to and from Edinburgh will be busier than normal. Journey times may be extended, so please plan your journey in advance by checking the ScotRail website or downloading the ScotRail app.
I know, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but anyway, yeah. The plan for the Stranraer to Carlisle line would involve resiting Stranraer station away from its isolated and location down at the harbour and moving it much closer to where the older alignment was, which used to curve round past the town centre, so it would be more conveniently located for people. But although there have been calls for that from time to time, at the moment there doesn't appear to be any concrete plans to bring it back into use, which is a shame because it really, Stranraer really could do with that. So that's it. This is the Levenmouth railway link finally reopened, and congratulations to those that have been working hard to get this line reopened. You have achieved your aims, and I have to say from what I've seen so far on my visit here today, seen a couple of trains coming in and going. It is well used and it's well worth the money. Next time I'll be back at the layout where I'll be doing some work on the layout, but just a little look around us if you can. Come down to Leven and come and visit Leven, because it is actually quite an alright place. There's a amusement arcade, there's a small beach there, and you can even then go and get the bus up the coast for a bit to likes of Largo and Anstruther. So it's well worth a visit down here. Pop along and let's have a look at it, won't you? Coming up on screen now will be a couple of links. One will have a video showing you what else has been going on the YouTube channel. Another will have a link to some playlists, and in the middle there's a button where you can subscribe to Clyde Bridge Station. And I shall see you soon. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and cheerio.